Hey.
Oh, are we live? Hi, everybody. I'm on my phone so I can post and notify people we're going live.
Yeah, because this is our first day moving over to the new page. And it's also our first day being really hella late for all of this. I blame Hawaii. Can I blame Hawaii?
Because, like, early.
Normally we have these at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, which turned out to be 9 a.m. this time, which didn't work after being out and late last night. But anyway, we're here and we're going, and you're posting to let people know to come over.
Yes.
We're so excited!
Yay!
Our very first one.
I'm really excited to be here today.
We are excited. You can see you got morning Deb and Joe. And not like, woohoo, morning Deb and Joe. You got like, you can see we got a little bit of sun, a little more than I had anticipated. You guys, you should see my shoulders. They're pretty bad. Oh yeah, look at that. It's pretty bad. I'm like, oh, somebody forgot her sunscreen one of the days for like 30 minutes and I turned into a roasted tomato. So,
yeah, but it's been great weather. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun. So a little update from where we're at.
From where we're at. We would take you outside and show you. That was our plan, was to take you outside and show you our, like, where we're at in the beautiful Hawaii.
Yeah, it rained this morning,
but it's
and it's
raining
all like
and
hot and
muggy,
muggy out there.
and
So I'm like, I'd rather sit inside with the AC.
All right, let's finish this up so we can get going.
How do I type a page?
You go at. You guys, you too can be successful in whatever you want to do. Keep typing. Joe.
Oh, gosh.
Yep.
How far down?
Yep, there you go.
I promise.
We should edit this. I wonder if we should stop this and start.
No, we're good. We're good. Because it's real life. And besides, nobody's here yet, so.
Yeah, but anybody watching this in replay.
They'll love it. Just fast forward to like 3 minutes in.
We'll go back and edit the things, so you know.
We're not going to go edit anything.
No, not the video. I'm saying we'll just edit the things. Like, we really get started. Okay,
right.
You ready?
We're really starting. Okay, so don't skip to 3 minutes. If you just kept watching, skip to like 2.5 minutes. We'll post in the comments.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I just want to make sure people join us today.
Yeah.
Because we moved, we're late, like all these things are happening, but we're
like
still
the
on.
Little Perfect Storm. We are still on. Should we talk about why we're late today?
We just had an interesting morning.
Okay. I think it connects into what we were talking about in our whatever today. Because we're talking about when you are pissed. And I capitalized it was my turn to capitalize words this week. I really capitalized pissed because sometimes we are just pissed at money. We're angry, we're upset, we like want to rip it up and throw it out the window. And I think it's good to talk about it and explore not only what's happening, but what we can do about it. Because, can we be transparent this morning?
Yeah.
Did you guys see his eyebrows? I don't have to get super transparent. Not
Go for it.
Turn the dirty underwear inside out. That's not what we're talking about.
Don't say that.
But there were some pissed feelings this morning. Waking up, interacting, words coming out. So the reason I share this, okay, so there were some feelings between us about things happening in the just choices that we made and words that were shared. Okay, so feelings got hurt. We got pissed at each other. It was like, I don't want to do this. But we know that we want to do this because we know that you guys are out there on the other line. And I think it's important to share that because, one, we're human and we also have issues. But two, that's kind of what led to the reason that I wanted to talk about this morning, because it's real. It's real that we get upset with other relationships in our life. It's real that money can make us angry just as much as it can make us happy. It's real that things don't always work out the way that we want it to, or that certain things happen that make us feel less than or used or underappreciated. All those things are real. So the first question I would ask you, Joe, as the money mediator, is when money makes us pissed, what is going on with those emotions? What is that being pissed all about?
It comes down to always there's something else going on. So if we can identify what that is, that's the most important thing, right? Because money's either there or it's not, right? We have enough to do what we want to do with it. Most of the time we're paying bills, but then once we sit down to do, like, we'll take that example, right? Paying bills, for example. We sit down to do it, and some months, if it's feeling like, hey, I'm not sure, and I get this, right? No matter what your income is, you're always going to feel a little pressure when you pay your bills, guaranteed. Because I see it all over.
You mean you see it with people who make millions and millions of dollars
Yeah,
a
people
year?
still have the same issues. Like, you don't like magically make $1 million and all of a sudden all your problems like that go away.
Is there ever a time where we won't feel pressure when we pay our bills?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Looks like sitting down, sending money to who you owe money to, and being okay with that. Like, that's how it's as simple as that.
No, I mean, like, where does that come from? Because it's not a dollar amount, because you just established that there's people that with millions and millions who still have that pressure when it comes to paying bills. So the thing that I'm wondering is, if it's not about the money,
that's never about the money.
This is true.
Right.
So if it's not about the money, then that release of pressure to fill bills is actually going to come from where?
Well, the release comes from it all comes back down to the relationship you have with money, honestly, every single time. Because here's the deal. When we can clean up our relationship with money, when we can start looking at, hey, money is an ally to us instead of this thing that, like, comes and goes so fast. Like, I talk to too many people where they feel like it's coming and going so fast that they have no idea what's going on, right? They'll have a big influx, and then all of a sudden they'll, in some cases it'll dry up, and then it feels like it's not there anymore.
Kind of the feast and famine cycle.
Uh-huh.
That's one of my personal cycles that we've discovered, is that feast and famine, because I have money stories. So I'll do really, really well, and I'll create large amounts of income, and then my money stories kick in. Ooh, who are you to have this money? Or you can't be a good person and have money, or you can't be spiritual, or it's all gonna leave me. And then I go into famine cycles to try to reset that weird balance in my head, that my money stories, remember, they're just stories, that not my money, but my money stories kind of require of me. So that's that feast and famine cycle. So as we heal the story, then we can create that powerful relationship where paying bills isn't a struggle anymore, because we're not caught in the old story.
Yeah,
because it's the old story causing the pressure, not the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's really important. Write that down. It's the old story causing the pressure, not the money. Okay? That's what we want you to remember.
It's always the old story. It's always the old behavior that causes that pressure, right? It's not the money itself, because it's going to be there or it's not going to be there, right? Sometimes, along the same thing, right? When we owe people money, right? That's also, there's more emotions coming up, right? So that's all what all this is today. Is just about looking at the emotions that are coming up when you're interacting with money, paying bills, paying debts, things like that.
Whatever is making you pissed at money, remember, Joe.
It's never about the money.
So if it's never about the money, then what we want to look at is what's going on beneath the money. And you guys, this works in money relationships. This works in person-to-person relationships. This works in business-to-business relationships. When you find yourself getting triggered and going to that feeling of pissed and angry, the question really needs to be, what is underneath that? What is the story or the program underneath that is inciting or triggering that anger to come up in you? So once we understand the story that's going on inside of us, Joe, then if we're pissed at money, what are some steps that we can take?
So I'm just trying to think, because there's lots of steps we can take, right? Obviously, you need to pay your bills, so go do that. But I think for some people, it's like journaling, like how you feel. And that's what I'm going to give you today. Like, pay attention to how you're feeling, because it's going to tell a big story. But if you can't even be aware of, hey, when I sit down to do this, or, right, I want to throw this out here there as well, when you avoid doing it, right? Because I know a lot of people is like, they get bills in the mail, they get something in the mail or something, email or something, whatever method it comes in. And I'm going to choose mail, like U.S. Postal Service, right? They take the bill and they just set it on the counter because they know it's one. And they like kind of try to forget that it's there. Right?
I'm like, are you talking about me?
But think about this. Like, we get them and there's plenty of time to pay them. We're like, oh, we'll pay them later, we'll pay them later. But we have the money now, so why? Why are we not just paying it now? Mm-hmm. If you have the money in your bank account to pay it, why are you not paying it now? And it happens all over. Like, why do you want to do, like, and I know I understand businesses or business strategies to do, like, hey, I'm going to do everything net 30, right? So I can push out what's actually going out as far out as possible. I'm like, that's a lot of pressure and stress on you to try to make sure that you're constantly in this rat race of paying your bills. Right? Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me because what I'm seeing in myself is that as bills come in, there's the bill that comes in, there's the pressure to pay, there's the I don't want the money to go out right away. But in addition to that, I feel like there is this aspect of sometimes when the bill comes in, I'm mad that I'm paying it. This happened with an ER visit that I made when we were dealing with my heart issues, and I was mad at the results. I was mad at how the doctor treated me, and so when the bill came in, I was pissed that I had to pay this ER bill, even though we had the money in place to take care of it. And so what I'm seeing is that there is this story underneath that I need to take care of. Because no matter what, the bill's going to get paid, right? I mean, I think that's a component of it. For those of us who want to stay current on our bills, if I'm saying this the right way, oh my gosh, it's so early in the morning for me. Most of us want to stay current, especially those of us who are in business. The business expenses that we have to get paid. They have to get paid in order for us to continue doing the great work that we're doing. And that's who we're talking to, right? Mm-hmm. People who want to make impact. And so the bill is going to get paid no matter what. The money is going to come in and go out no matter what. The difference in all of this is how we are going to respond as the steward of money, as the mover and the holder and the user of money. That's what's going to change the experience. I think that's what you're saying.
I think that's like the courage component in there, right? That we just know we're courageous enough to know that, hey, we're working on our stories, we're working on our money relationships, and that we can be confident that, hey, I'm just going to pay this. Because think about it this way too, right? It all works in lots of aspects. What you put out there is what you get. Right? We'll just start with that concept.
Yeah.
So if you're always paying your bills late or right on time, then guess who else is going to pay their bills late or right on time but your clients, right?
That was the principle. Oh, go ahead.
I would say if you want clients who pay early or pay like in full and all that stuff, start trying to do that yourself, because we create this energy around our behaviors and we draw those type of people to us. Now, it's not going to be 100%, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing is 100%. But if that's what we want, then we have to start putting out there those intentions of what we want. And part of that is intentions and what we say, and 2 is going to be the actions we take. Mm-hmm. And in that, we'll get the same reciprocal type of feedback.
I think that's actually a really powerful statement in how you broke it out that way. Because when I learned this principle and started implementing it, I did see a difference. Now, as Joe said, it's not 100%. I still have some people that pay late. But I am so on it, because I know that I want people to be so on it when it comes to me. And so when a bill comes in, you know what? I actually need to fix this in my personal life. In my business life, I'm hella on it. Yeah. Like when a bill comes in, I try to pay it same day, same hour. Like it's just like I want it taken care of. I want it out the door. But
when some other stuff comes in, we let them sit on the counter.
Yeah, we do. Like, medical. Oh my gosh, I do that with medical bills.
Yeah, because you're angry about what? I mean, so like you said before, you're angry about some stuff that happened.
I am. But get this. Okay, I'm connecting some dots here.
Time, right? It's about being like.
Can I just finish connecting the dot while I'm having it? Because what I'm seeing is, I'm angry at paying a medical bill. I tend to wait on paying the medical bills. They just kind of sit there for a week or 2 until I pay them. But look at the reflection that is of my relationship with my health and my body.
Yeah.
Where do I put my health and my body?
Like at the very end, bottom of the bucket, like if you have time.
So I could look at it and say, okay, if I increase my relationship with my health and my body, then I'll pay my bills faster on that end. But I can also look at it and go, if I start paying my bills faster on the medical side, that will help me improve my relationship with my body and my health.
Yeah, because it tells you, right, just to have this thought, it's telling you that it's okay to do it. Right now you're angry about it, so your body's like, I'm not going to get in the way of that anger. Like, nope. Right, but to do that. And so this is what I'm talking about overall, like what Debbie just kind of pieced together.
You guys.
When we start looking at different aspects of how we interact with money, how we interact with bills, if we allow ourselves to be mad at it, if we allow ourselves to be pissed at it.
And it's okay to have emotions. It's okay, but I think the key is like, I'm always going to tell you to feel the feels, but the key is recognizing that you're feeling the feels. Am I right? The key is going, oh my gosh, this isn't just about me avoiding something. This is like, no, I'm very pissed. I'm angry right now, or there's some other emotion going on. What is that all about? That's what we're really saying is like, get to understand what that's all about. I'm just recognizing that all that anger over my medical bills has to do with my anger over my health and my unwillingness to put my health first. So once you can figure out why you're feeling the feels, so feel them, but be willing to understand why you're feeling the feels. Ask that question, as you always say, why?
Ask yourself why? And then allow yourself to feel it, but don't sit in it. Like, do something about it.
No, move through it.
Because if you sit and stew on it, if you sit and be angry about it, then it's not going to be beneficial at all. Like, that's
emotions are meant to be energy in motion. Okay? Emotions, energy in motion. And so we want to allow emotions to move through us. If we avoid them, if we push them down, if we stew in them, they get stagnant, like food and water that's been in the sink for too long. We all know how bad that smells. So with the feeling, when you're pissed at money, great. Feel pissed at money. Give yourself the 7-minute timer of like, have your tantrum. And then figure out why you're feeling that way so you can get to the root of the cause. You can get to the story, because your story, that's where it's all about. That's where the power is.
Yeah, because it drives your actions, right? There's a whole thing in there. We could go in there, but we don't have that time today. We'll talk about it maybe next week.
Oh, you want to go into the F tier cycle?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll probably talk about that next week. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
Who knows? I don't know. We don't have a schedule for topics, so we just kind of talk about what comes up.
Yeah.
But I think that was good, like looking at it overall, right? So look at your bills. Look at why you're angry at money. Sit with it. Try to understand it. But know that I'm serious when I say it's never about the money. So what is it about?
Yeah.
It's a good question. Every time it comes up when I think about money, right? I'm like, oh, there's not enough. I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I getting angry at it? Because that's not the real problem. Right? Because I can go make more. I can go do something else. I can take action to change the situation. But what is it really about? What's really driving that piece, right? Because it's important. If we don't know, then we're never going to be able to change it. If we know about it, then we can start doing something about it. And that's the most important thing. Otherwise, we just exist and just run through life. And we're angry little elves. Or I guess it could be angry little like garden gnomes. I mean, however you want to put it.
Angry little Debbie unicorns.
Yeah. We don't want that. We want happy people. It's not happy all the time.
We're not talking happy, joy. We're talking connected, fulfilled, aligned. That's what we're talking about when we say we want happy people. Humans that interact with their emotions, that allow it to move through them and look for the why so that they can move forward to what's next. And so with money, just know when you're pissed at money, you're normal. You're human. Don't avoid it. Don't tell yourself you're bad for feeling it. Don't revel in it. Don't get stuck in it. Just identify it and move through it so you can get to the what's next for you. So you can call the money to you instead of pushing it away from you, right?
Yep.
So do your journaling today. If you're whatever emotion you're feeling at money, do your journaling and figure out why. And when you have those moments of anger, celebrate the fact that you're just learning something else about yourself that you didn't know before. So when the car breaks and you're pissed, when the fridge goes out and you're pissed, when the garage door breaks 3 times in a row. Do you know, has it only been 2 times in a row?
Only twice.
But it's both times have been when we've gone out of town.
Yep.
So fascinating.
No, wasn't the other one broke when we were trying to get out of that one day, remember?
Yeah, but then we went right out of town.
Not true.
So when that stuff comes up and you're like, why? That's a great question to ask. Why? Why are you so angry? What's happening? And what do you want to do about it? And then you guys keep your eyes peeled because Joe is redoing your 6-figure factor right now. Mm-hmm. And it is turning out so powerful and so amazing. It's actually not just the download, but it's going to walk you through how to use it step by step by step. So watch for that because I think you're going to be posting that within the next couple of weeks, don't you think?
Probably, hopefully by the end of this week. It's like pretty close. I'm going to be doing more live videos here, just myself, without Debbie, so without the curse side. But talking about the 6-figure factor and just the different components of it and how that's affecting different components of your life. So
So make
of
sure
your
you like
business
the
life.
page.
Like I want to make
Yeah.
sure pay attention that this is going to go more into not financials for your business, but just how well you'll read it. The 6-figure factor affects your business and the decisions you're making there.
Yep. So watch for that. Make sure you like the page. Make sure you go up and hit notifications and click on see first.
Now there's some way
So
in
you
there
get
to see how to
notified
see.
about all the deliciousness.
Yeah. Watch more. Otherwise, we'll be back here at the same page next week with.
Back at the 1 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 9 a.m. Hawaii time. But we're gonna get up next week.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll be here. We'll be here. So you guys, thank you everyone who joined us. We saw Brenda. We saw. Excuse me, Christine. I know there were other people on the call. Facebook, it tells us that you're here, but it doesn't always tell us who you are. So feel free to drop a line and say hi. We would love to see you. And if there's any questions that you have about what's happening with money in your life, please just drop a question on the page or on one of these videos, because we are always happy to answer your questions and to turn that into one of our Cash and Courage episodes. Yep.
Cool. So until
All
next
right, you
week.
guys. Keep
Have
following
fun.
us for the Hawaii pictures. We'll keep sharing. And we love you. We love you. We love you. We have one more week here in Hawaii. And so we'll be, hopefully next Monday will be nice so we can
Go outside.
go outside. So
Not that it's not nice out there now, but again, it's warm and muggy and it's a little
we're being picky
too
today.
nice for warm weather,
Yeah.
so we're inside.
Yeah.
And as you can
So-
see, our faces are a bit burnt.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I think I showed people earlier. Like I'm super red. But anyway, we love you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.
Aloha.